All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, Luis Morales here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. It is 2:30 on a Thursday afternoon, which means this is the final stretch break of the week. Not the final class of the week, but the final stretch break. So before we get started, definitely go ahead and drop anything in the chat. If you feel like it needs a little bit of extra love, if it's sore, if it was burning really, really hard during the workout earlier with Jazzy. I know some of the stuff that I put in the program for the stretch break today is definitely about what I was feeling that was burning earlier in Jazzy's workout. Good workout nonetheless. So give you guys a second there. Otherwise, we're just going to need a little bit of space today. Probably going to be on. We'll be standing and on the ground as well. All right, not seeing anything, but I'll keep my eye on the chat, guys. If something inspires you, feel free to drop it in there. Let's go ahead. We'll be starting in standing. So let's all stand on up. One of the things we did earlier, a few of the things we did earlier were shoulder related. And if you know Jazzy Chadwick, you know that shoulders are her favorite. So what we're going to do is get into addressing the rear part of the shoulders. We also kind of did this earlier in the week as well, but I kind of want to come back to it just because it's important to really take care of those muscles. So let's go ahead and start by reaching across our bodies here in this standing position. So I'm starting with my right arm. My right arm is going to reach across my body here, and that left arm is going to come outside. I'm going to try and hook my right elbow here in with the left arm, and I'm hugging my right arm in towards the body. Now from here, you guys might already feel some tension in that right shoulder. We want to make sure that the shoulders are not shrugging, that we're kind of relaxed, that we can breathe in this position. And once you find some tension, we'll just breathe a little bit. And one thing we can also add to this is once you find some tension here, our shoulders kind of pulled forward. We're pulling some of the tissue around front here. But if we start to kind of pull our shoulder blades back toward the spine a little bit against that tension, we can create maybe a little bit more of a stretch. Now, this might be super intense, so kind of do what you will with it. Everyone's body is different, but as soon as we kind of get into this stretch, we're stretching out those rotator cuff muscles. If we pull that shoulder blade back near the spine, we can kind of increase that stretch, do it as needed. Let's keep on breathing. Again, we're not shrugging, just pulling that shoulder blade back a little bit if we can, not so much that it messes up our left arm's grip on that right arm. All right, guys, wherever you're at, last exhale here, and then let's slowly release those arms. Give it a little shake if you need to. We're gonna do the same thing. So I got my left arm reaching across my body here in front of my body. Right arm's gonna come outside of it, hook it, and try and pull it and hug it back in towards the rest of my body. So again, shoulders away from the ears here. You might already be feeling a pretty adequate stretch, so you can hang out, or you can try and pull that shoulder blade back a little bit against the resistance your right arm is already providing. And again, you're probably not going to move a whole lot. You just might feel a little bit of a change in tension. We don't want to be pulling that left arm out of that right arm grip. So let's take some deep breaths. As we breathe, the tension will change. It'll kind of fluctuate, ebb and flow. Remember, if we can't breathe in one of these positions that we're stretching in, we don't own that position. So focus on that breathing. Nice deep breaths, letting those shoulders relax with each exhale. Last one here. Nicely done, you guys. Okay, let's slowly release those arms. Give them a little shake if you need to. Next up, we're gonna plant those feet and just do some backwards shoulder rolls. So this one is also great too, because all of us spend a lot of time on the computer, usually letting those shoulders roll forward. So let those arms hang. What we're gonna do is do some backward shoulder rolls. So you can let them kind of come forward at first, shrug them up towards the ears, let them roll back, and then let those shoulder blades slide down the back of the rib cage, almost as if we were to kind of push them into our back pockets if we were wearing some jeans. And as we go, you can try and link up the breathing with the shoulder movement. So inhaling as the shoulders come up, or you can kind of just keep it at your own pace, whatever's comfortable for you guys. But emphasis on pulling the shoulder blades back and then letting them slide down, because that's what we're kind of the opposite of what we do is we sit or stand at our desks or in our workspaces, whatever that may be. Good job, you guys. Trying to draw big circles with the shoulders here. Good work. All right, let's make this one the last one. Wherever you're at, big inhale. Pull those shoulder blades back. Let them slide all the way down. Good work. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and come onto the ground here. We're going to be on our backs here, stretching out some hip muscles. So take a moment. Let's come all the way on down. All right. So in that workout earlier, we were doing tons of squats. We were using the glutes a lot too when it came to kind of the bent over stuff. So lots of glute work. Though these muscles are really big, some of the most powerful muscles that we have. So it's good that we take care of them. So let's stretch them out, doing a little figure four. Let's start with that right foot, placing that right ankle up on top of that left knee. And then from here, we can kind of elevate that left leg, reach through that gap in between the right and left legs, interlace our fingers, and pulling that left leg in towards the body will help us with that right hip. Remember, we're going for a kind of a comfortable stretch here. It doesn't need to be super intense, doesn't need to feel like something's about to rip. I want it to be kind of like a number 5 on your personal intensity scale. And then deep belly breaths. All right, you guys, one more breath. Good work. All right, let's slowly let that left leg down. We're going to switch over, but not to worry. We're actually going to do this one twice on each side just to make sure that we're really effective with it today. Make sure we kind of generate some real change in our bodies. So switch it over. We got the left ankle on the right knee now. We'll go ahead and elevate that right leg. Grab that hamstring. If you're also really advanced, you can kind of grab onto the outside of that right knee and pull that right leg in to increase that left hip stretch. Breathe into that tension. Let that lower abdomen expand as much as possible. Blow it up like a balloon. Relaxing into that tension with each exhale. All right, one more breath here, guys. Beautiful. Okay, slowly, let's take care of ourselves, let ourselves down nice and slow. We're going to switch back. So going back to that original right hip stretch, resting the right ankle on the left knee. We're going to do each side one more time here. And this time, let's go ahead. We're getting into the same position, but let's go ahead and pull ourselves into just slightly more tension. If you were on a 5 intensity for the last one, let's go ahead and take it to a 5.5 or a 6. Again, not super intense. We want to stretch it just a little bit more the second time around to generate that change. And we can breathe into that tension with each exhale. It should start to feel a little bit better. With each exhale, releasing that sensation of that tension. Good job, you guys. All right, last breath here. Beautiful. Okay, let's slowly let ourselves down. We're going to do the other side, closing out, working on this left hip. Again, try and augment your tension just a little bit. Try and take it up just a hair. Take a moment to get into that position. Might feel a little bit more intense at first, but that's what our breathing is for. Let that stomach balloon up, and then exhales help us melt into that position just a little bit more. Good job, everybody. Good job. All right, final breath here. Big balloon in the stomach. exhaling all that tension from that rear hip. Good job. Okay, slowly letting our legs down again. We're gonna stay on the ground here, guys. And what we're gonna work with now is the upper spine to end, kind of similar to this morning stretch break if you're with us. So here, feel free to take a moment, grab a pillow or maybe even a book or something, because we can do this one lying flat on the ground, but sometimes it helps to kind of have something right under the back of our head. I'm going to keep it nice and flat, but you guys can also kind of augment as you see fit. If you're on carpet, this might feel a little bit better. If you're on hardwood floor like me, back of the skull may not love this. So we want our arms to be kind of nice and down, just relax down by our sides. The lower half is completely relaxed. And what we're going to do basically is create the best double chin that we can. So there should be kind of a gap in between the neck and the ground, or the back of your neck and the ground. And what we're going to do is try and create the best double chin that we can. You kind of hear my voice changing because I'm pushing down on my throat. And then relax, kind of come back up out of it. Keep that gaze going straight up to the ceiling. I'm going to do it a few more times. So big double chin, trying to bring that chin down to meet our throat. Doing the best we can. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of a stretch in the back of the neck, maybe not. Either way, this is kind of an important position to kind of take command of, just because as we sit or work at our desks all day, whatever that may look like, we're typically kind of craning our neck forward and kind of reaching forward with that neck, if you will. And so this is kind of the opposite. We want to teach our neck to be able to kind of flatten out a little bit and work against that natural curve that we already have, in order to create some room for those nerves to come out of our spinal cord, down in the shoulders, down in the arms. Keep working on the double chin here, guys. Good hold there. All right, we're going to do one more. This is going to be our final one here. Big double chin, and let's hold it. Try and breathe. I know it might feel weird for a sec. All right, let's slowly release there. Good work, you guys. It's also a super important position to have as we exercise and stuff like that. It helps kind of hold the spine in as neutral position as we can, and to avoid neck injuries later on in life due to the working that we may be doing on days like today, working from home or working remote. All right, you guys, so feel free to sit up, stand up, do whatever you need to do. That is going to be the end of the stretch break here today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that helped. I hope everyone feels a little bit more regenerated. Now, if you're looking for another opportunity to do some working out and other mobility work as well, we do have Brittany's abs and core and mobility class, and that is today at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And then I would advise you to check out SharePoint for our Friday class schedule. Jazzy and I love our Friday classes. Looking forward to teaching them tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. All right, guys, take care. See you guys next time.
Thank you, Luis.
See you guys. Good job.